All right, so on my other channel, I showed you what it looks like inside my home away from home, my Jeep Cherokee. On this channel, I'll show you what it looks like inside my actual home, well, at least until I rent it anyway. And selling a lot of this stuff, it does hurt, it stings. There's been a few things that have went that kind of hit close to home, but after they were gone, I really didn't miss them, kind of like I didn't really miss anything while I was on my trip. So it does hurt for those that are thinking about doing the same thing. It is hard to let go. There are a few things that I'm not going to let go just yet, some personal items, nostalgic items, things from relatives, and maybe a couple little things that mean a few things here and there. But other than that, everything is going. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that, show you each individual room and kind of the state of affairs that it's in. Keep in mind, I am in a state of transition, so it is a little bit messy. But this wall behind me is one of those things that is hard to get rid of, and a couple of other things that I'll show you as well. But I'll start with this, and for those of you that aren't into World War II items, then fast forward through this part because I'm going to bore you a little bit here. I just want to explain a little bit about this wall and why it does mean something to me, because it's a cool collection as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, this wall here, all of these prints are from an artist that does digital photography. I'm not really into that, but they are kind of cool images. But the cool thing about them is that the image is of a plane that has crashed, and then he is attached an actual relic or part of that plane that was taken from the salvage site. So all of these planes have been salvaged, and then he includes a story about how it was shot down, when it was shot down, when it was salvaged. In this case here, it's a Lancaster bomber, and this is a piece of that plane. I think in most cases the crew or the pilot survived these wrecks, but I'm not sure without looking through each of them again. You'll see that there's a hole here, there's another hole up there. This one was a point of contention. This I put up on eBay and it sold within 3 hours. This was a piece of Yamamoto's plane. And unlike baseball cards, it's hard to certify the authenticity of the relics such as these, but the artist does have a good story about how he obtained that plane piece, and that plane was not gated off or anything after it was shot down. A lot of people went to it and did take pieces from it. Now, because of that reason, you can only take a guided tour to it because they've never taken the plane out of the ground or off the ground. It still sits where it crashed. But Yamamoto did die, as well as the rest of the crew on that plane during Operation Vengeance. And for those that don't know who he was the naval commander, I believe it was commander, of the invasion of Pearl Harbor. Anyway, that was a really cool thing that I had, and that was one of the first things to go when I put this all up there. These 3 pieces I'm actually keeping. That was an ad for Spitfire Lager. It was soon taken off the market, not the Spitfire, but the ad, because apparently the Germans didn't like it. It says downed all over Kent, just like the Luftwaffe. And the person that I obtained from had gotten a bunch of Battle of Britain pilots to sign it, most of which have since died, unfortunately. So that's kind of a cool piece of history. But the reason I'm keeping that is because I'm keeping these 2 prints with the plane pieces with them, because these 2 planes were actually shot down over Kent. This Hawker aircraft as well as this Messerschmitt, and both pilots survived, but even my girlfriend says we should keep those. That's a cool piece to keep together, so we will do that. And then I'll show you up close what these are, but these are actually autographs that I obtained myself from the 101st Airborne as well as from the Enola Gay. So this one here is from the 101st Airborne. I've obtained all these signatures myself, and that one there has some signatures from the Band of Brothers miniseries of the actual guys that were in the war and represented in that movie, including Don Malarkey and Buck Compton. So these here are pictures that I'm going to include with it for the sale, and they are actual pictures of them signing that print. And then here is the Enola Gay. You've got the pilot, Paul Tibbets, and Dutch Van Kirk. I've listened to both of them talk, and it was amazing. Here, the same people that did Band of Brothers also did a miniseries called The Pacific, and both of these prints are from people represented in the Pacific, I believe. I know one of them is for sure. I'd have to look at the other one. But both of them were in the Pacific Theater, and I obtained those myself. So that's that one wall. If you move over to this wall real quick, this is just something that I came up with. So those are actually spars from a Piper Cub that was in a wreck and had the spars replaced. They're super lightweight because they're made of aluminum. I just have them up there by a finishing nail, and then these are all pictures that I took of nose art or labels that were on propellers in World War II museums. This one here is my girlfriend, and she's in front of a plane that says, "Quit your bitchin'." She loves that, and so do I. But I just thought that was kind of neat. Again, more of a bachelor type thing, but it goes along with my plane theme here in my house. So here's the rest of the living room. I've got more World War II aircraft and just artifact type stuff over there. The cat loves sleeping there. And this here is just a World War II print with some more signatures on it. I really like that one as well. Got a prop up there. That was probably from an old drone, and that wasn't actually used on a plane. And then just some other miscellaneous stuff over there. Things have actually been pulled off these shelves for sale or to go to the thrift store. So over here, this was my daughter's room, and this was completely covered. You couldn't see the wall in totes, and this is where I have it right now. This is only about maybe a fifth of what was in here. So all this stuff has to be gone through. A lot of this is going to be put up on eBay. I've got like really old Star Wars stuff in there and other things from childhood that have got to go. Amish made bed, and then this as well. So this is the rest of the stuff that she's taken. But once all that is cleared out, I'm pretty much done with this room. So over here, this was my son's room, and now it's being used for storage. This is all going to be flea market items. So as things are being thrown to the side for flea markets, I will throw it in here and just be done with it so I don't have to look at it for a while. When it gets nicer, I'm going to go ahead and take that to the flea market. So that's pretty much what all that is. All those bags are old Geographics. I have no idea why I kept them so long. And then you've just got other miscellaneous things here. That printer I'm actually using for eBay labels, but the rest of this stuff is all going. So here in the kitchenette area, all of this stuff is going in a fire sale right before I move out. Kind of want to keep it till then unless my daughter wants it. The memory board she's already taking. Pictures, if family members don't want them, I'm taking them out of the frames and then just going to put them in a box. And the kitchen is just going to be pretty much all donation items. And got a new garbage disposal, and I need to install that, but that one down there is hardwired, so I need to put an electrical box in there as well. That's probably going to get done after this video. My daughter's boyfriend saw my cutting board, asked if I was taking that, and my brother-in-law made that. That is definitely staying with me. I really like that. So from the other angle, and my cat loves sleeping there, even though I've got a bed over there by the window, but all this stuff is gone. Again, that'll be part of the fire sale right before I move. And then the bookcase has got to go. I've already taken stuff off of that. So in my room, I actually don't have a whole lot, and I don't even sleep in the bed. I sleep on the couch most of the time just because I like it better. Kitten is going to come with me. I really want that picture to come with me. I like it a lot. I lived in England. I was born in England, and it's just a cheap print, but it's really cool. Anyway, there's nowhere for it to go, so I'll be selling that after my mom leaves. The rest of the room is pretty much bare. I don't really have a whole lot in here, so I don't have to worry too much about this one. And then here is my main workspace. This is where I keep most of the stuff that's in process. All of this stuff is listed either on eBay or Facebook or something. I've got a lot of empty containers that I like to see pile up because it means I'm selling stuff. Everything around the walls. So all of my parts that are over there and all of this stuff, including the heater, the cabinets, my drill press, my workstation, tool chest, other tool chest, and everything over here is all going over with me because since I'm not really working, I need to be able to work on my own Jeep, my girlfriend's Jeep, and do whatever I can to save money. So for that reason, all of my tools and Jeep parts are staying. Over here is actually, I've got a fan running because I'm testing this 2500 amp Trek Pal, and I'm going to be doing a review on that on my other channel. Most of this stuff is probably low-end type stuff, but it's slowly going, and I'm happy about that. This stuff, these are gas regulators. I've never installed one, but I picked up a bunch because I'm going to turn those around. I'll probably get a quick $150 out of that. I've got to figure out ways still to try to make money while I'm doing all this. So sometimes you got to spend money to make money, and that's what I'm doing there. I've done that for a lot of other items as a side gig, but it helps. So anyway, that's the garage. That's the state that this is in right now. Not as great as I'd like it, but it is still functional, and I can still get my Jeep in here when I need to work on it. And speaking of which, somewhere over here, I am going to be installing my Spartan locker in the next few days, hopefully. So real quick, for those that watch my other channel, I have mentioned many times that I eat like trash, and this pretty much sums it up. How many people do you know buy ramen noodle by the case? I've got chips in there, pistachios, Smart Pop, Pop-Tarts. But another reason why I need to sell everything is because when I do fall over from eating bad, then the people that are left behind won't have to sell all my stuff. It'll already be done. So the backyard here, I've got outside cats that I feed. I feel bad for them, and there's one of them. So that there is Lucky, because he has been on the verge of death, I swear, at least 2 times, and he's still kicking. So, but that's the backyard. Here is that's a set of tires that I need to get rid of, and that's actually from the buddy that used to stay here. He's got something that he needs to pick up, but that's just the back of the house. That house went up on the market and it was sold within 2 days, so that was good news for me. So here's the front of the house with my 2 Jeeps, and I hate mowing the lawn. I am not gonna miss that at all, but it's not too bad. It's a nice little ranch, and I'll definitely get my money back if I sell it. But like I said earlier, I'm gonna rent it. And I finally got, don't usually hear that dog, my window replaced, so it's no longer a plastic bag that's been on for months. And I already look like the redneck in the neighborhood. That made me look even worse. But this guy here, if it's who I think it is, he's actually got a lifted loud truck, so I won't be the only one. That's another stray cat. So that there is Stumpy. He's missing part of his back leg, so he's been hanging around for quite a while as well. So that is pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below along with any comments. But just a quick tour to show you what I've got going on, the state of affairs here, and trying to just get this house empty. You can see how much I've still got to go, and there's a lot to do yet, including some things that I need to do in the house. I got a bathroom to paint, I've got the garbage disposal to do, and other miscellaneous things around the house. I've got to pressure wash that side of the house. It looks awful because it doesn't get any sun. So the list is getting bigger and time is getting shorter. So that's where I'm at. I need to edit this video, put it up there, and hopefully get my garbage disposal installed by the end of the day. Thanks for watching.